Alright, this is my third time trying to do this video. I was having some technical difficulties before and my battery died and all this stuff, so I'm going to try to do this video before it starts messing up again. For those of you who have seen my one video, Sony versus Nintendo, new IPs versus old IPs, I thought I'd do another video kind of similar to that, Microsoft versus Sony, features versus games, basically, and just kind of talking about how it seems that Microsoft they focus more on features than they do their first party games, and it seems like Sony focuses more on first party than they do their features. Sorry, I drank a bunch of Mountain Dew. I get a little weird. I have a lot of sugar, but before you guys get all, in the comments and everything, start typing, I know Microsoft has a first party. I know that they do make games and all that stuff, and I know PS3 has features. But I'm just, kind of showing how, seems like Microsoft, focuses more on features and Sony doesn't as much, basically. This video, and I have some articles or whatever from Wikipedia just kind of talking about some of the games, so some of the features. So I'm gonna try to do this video fast, but it'll probably end up being a half an hour again, like the Nintendo Sony video and stuff like that. Okay, so Microsoft, some of the main Xbox Live features that they got. Of course, they've done many redesigns to the dashboard to cater more to Xbox Live and Connect and things like that. They have cloud storage for their game saves, Facebook. They got 3D and Connect voice features, so you can say stuff like Xbox, Netflix, things like that with the Connect voice commands for the dashboard. You got YouTube apps and Bing. You can search with Bing. I don't know what beacons are, but that's on here and stuff. This I just found out today. I was looking this up, but the Netflix party chat feature, I guess they removed it, which I thought was pretty crazy, seeing as Sony and PlayStation Home, you can use Crackle, and I know that Crackle doesn't have nowhere near the quality or content of Netflix, obviously, but I thought that was kind of weird because you can use Crackle in Home and go into the home theater or go into your certain home mansions or whatever, and you can invite your friends in and you can watch full movies, full TV shows for free. And with your friends and talking, walking around, you can be playing pool, all the stuff while you're watching the video. It's pretty much like Sony's version of YouTube, kind of. They got, like I said, full movies, TV shows, some original videos and stuff like that. Most of the movies on there really aren't all that. They got Step Brothers and Year One, for those that have seen that, with Jack Black and Michael Cera and stuff like that. And then they got some other movies. Some of them are pretty good. Most of them are kind of whatever, but you can still use that feature in home and basically be in a party with your friends and watch movies and TV shows. So I thought that was kind of weird that they took that feature out. Now, let's see what else we got. Xbox Live TV, which is real cool. You got ESPN, which to my knowledge is pretty much everything besides the NFL. You got, of course, your Hulu and a lot of European features and stuff like that, like Love I Film and of course Netflix stuff like Canada and all that stuff, Sky TV and Sky Go, in Germany, and a lot of other TV applications and stuff like that. And that's just some of the key features. Of course, you got cross game party chat and stuff like that. And for those of you who are avid 360 gamers, if you were watching my video, couldn't you, since the Netflix party feature, since Microsoft removed that, couldn't you just use the Xbox Live cross-game chat, party feature, and then go into Netflix like that and still cross-game chat that way? Because I would feel that would be a loophole, and you would still be able to, basically have like a Netflix party. You just wouldn't have your Xbox Live avatars, which, whoop-de-doo. But that's just some of the main features. I mean, that's a pretty good amount of features there. And now I'm going over to Microsoft's first party. Like I said, those are just some of the main features for Xbox Live. Of course, you got the marketplace and Last.fm and all that type of stuff too, along with the other things that I named like YouTube apps and you know the Xbox Live TV and all that type of stuff. And yeah, you can use YouTube and things like that on PS3. But I'll get into that when the PS3 side. But Microsoft's first party, you got Turn 10 Studios, which makes the Forza Motorsport series, like a lot of people know. 343 Industries, which they're doing the Halo series now and stuff like that. So Halo 4, the DLCs for Halo Reach. Twisted Pixel Games, which does mainly Kinect games and like Xbox Live arcade games. Good Science Studio, which did Connected Adventures. Xbox Live Productions, which did South Park Tower Defense game, which is actually a pretty cool game. I actually remember playing that game. It's a pretty good game. You got Microsoft Mobile Gaming, which did Illamillo, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Microsoft Family and Kids and Lifestyle Entertainment, which they have some untitled projects that they're doing. And then the European Microsoft Studios, you of course got Lionhead Studios, which does the Fable series and Black and White series. Rare, which is that company is pretty much dead now, but they did Kinect Sports, Banjo Kazooie, which where the hell's that been lately? Viva Pinata, and Perfect Dark series. You got a Big Park that did Connect Joyride and a few other studios that haven't done any games yet and stuff like that. So you see from there mainly you have the Forza series, Halo series, Fable series, and then a lot of Connect and Xbox Live type of games. Now, I'm getting to Sony and their features that they have. Like I said, you do have the web browser on the PS3, so you can access stuff like YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that from the PS3. But to me, it's not as good as having a dedicated app like on Xbox Live, how you have a Facebook app and a YouTube app, et cetera, et cetera. But you can access those things through the web browser on the PS3. Let's see, this is what they have up on here. I'm getting all this from Wikipedia. You got PlayStation Plus, which is kind of like a membership thing in PSN. You guys know, you can get some free games or discounts on games and DLCs and things like that. It's like a yearly fee. Only you don't need it to play online, but if you are an avid shopper in the PSN store, it's good to have. And of course, you have the PS3 store, which they have that up in here. You got remote play. If you have a PSP, you can stream some content from your PS3 to the PSP. You got the What's New app, which is pretty much a rip on Xbox Live's on their app and stuff like that, and does basically the same thing. It kind of shows what's going on in the store and what's kind of like the main things that you should check out on PS3 and the last 3 games you played. PlayStation Home that they have in here, which is getting a lot better. Like I said, you got the home theater, you can watch full movie and stuff in there now. They got games. They're actually starting to get a lot better. They did a full redesign of home, kind of like how Microsoft has done a full redesign of Xbox Live to cater Xbox Live better. They did, or should I say, they did a full redesign of the dashboard on the 360 to cater Xbox Live more. Sony has done, some redesigns to home to kind of cater gamers more, I feel, and they're actually starting to do a pretty good job with that. You have Life with PlayStation, which key feature in that is folding at home. For those of you who don't know what that is, basically you can go into like the PlayStation, go to the folding at home app, and you basically get your PS3 basically becomes like a supercomputer for different universities to try to find cures to diseases like Parkinson's disease, et cetera, et cetera. It actually is really good. So if you leave your PS3 on a lot, when you're at work or at school or just not at home, it actually is a good application. I actually haven't used it in a while. I used to use it all the time, but it actually is something that is helping people to discover cures to these diseases and stuff like that. So actually it's really good. There's also a Google News feed, a weather channel, and things like that as well, which is it's kind of nice. And that's basically it. You got of course 3D stuff like that on PS3 as well as 360. But the main things really is home, and you got your friends list, and you got a chat room, but you can't cross game chat and stuff like that. And that's really it for the main online PSN features for PS3. In contrast to Xbox Live. Now this is I'm gonna get into Sony's first party. I'm not gonna talk as much about their second party because they do have a shit ton of first and second party, but I'm just gonna mainly talk about the first party, and like I already did Microsoft's first party, stuff like that. So Sony's, you got Sony Computer Entertainment Japan Studios did Ape Escape, Siren, Loco Roco, Patapon, Ico, Shadow Colossus, and The Last Guardian. You got Polyphony Digital does obviously the Gran Turismo series and Tourist Trophy. You got Naughty Dog, she did the Crash Bandicoot series, Jack and Daxter series, Uncharted series, and currently doing making The Last of Us. You got Sony Computer Entertainment Santa Monica, which did Connecticut and the God of War series. You got Sony Sony San Diego Studios does MLB The Show and published Monition Racers. You got Sony Ben, which responsible for Sci-Fi Unfiltered, Resistance Retribution, and Uncharted Golden Abyss. Sony Foster City Studios, which is like a support studio for Sony Worldwide Studios. I don't know. Zipper Interactive, which does SOCOM series and MAG, and Sucker Punch with Sony. Recently required. They did the Sly Cooper games on the PS2 and the Infamous series. That's the Japanese. And American. In Europe, you have Sony London, which does SingStar, iToy, and actually listed PlayStation Home, which you do have a lot of games and stuff in there now, like first-person shooters and racing games and things like that. So, okay, you got Sony Cambridge Studios did Medieval, which I wish they would bring back, and Killzone. You have Sony Liverpool does Wipeout and F1. Evolution Studios does World Rally Championship and the MotorStorm series. Big Studios, which does Pursuit Force, MotorStorm, Arctic Edge, and Little Deviants. Guerrilla Games, which does the main Killzone series, and Media Molecule, of course, which does Little Big Planet. And you, of course, have a lot of second-party studios. Probably the biggest one being Insomniac, which does the Ratchet and Clank, Spiral Dragon games, stuff like that. You got there's a lot of other second parties, and I'm not going to go over all of them because I'm trying to do this in an efficient time. But you see, just from the first party, I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 approximately for just the first party. And Microsoft, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and majority of those are Kinect and stuff like that. And but for the PS3 side, with comes to features, it's really home and the friends list and text chatting and stuff like that. Where Xbox, you have a full connectivity with Xbox Live and interweaving in with the dashboard and Kinect and cross game chatting and Xbox Live TVs and being all these different apps and stuff like that. And basically, what I'm trying to get at is it shows how Microsoft focuses a lot more on features of the 360 instead of making games. They'll come out with all these new features instead of coming out with new games and game series and things like that. Whereas Sony, it seems like they focus a lot on their first party in their games and not really the features. And something that I hope for the next generation with the next PlayStation, the next Xbox, that Microsoft focuses more or tries to have a bigger emphasis on their first party in their games, and the studios will start coming out with more franchises instead of focusing so much on features, which I understand is a paid service and things like that. And with Sony, I hope to see that they have a bigger focus on features. It seems like they're starting to. If you look at the Vita, the PlayStation Vita and stuff like that, you got your cross game chat, and the interface looks a lot more intuitive and more responsive and things of that nature. So just a little comparison, how I was comparing Sony and Nintendo, and how Nintendo has a lot of old franchises and they don't really focus as much on new IPs. And Sony, they try to make sure that they bring a lot of new franchises on each PlayStation. And so I just kind of want to do like a Microsoft versus Sony, features versus games. And it seems like Microsoft focuses a lot on features and not really enough on games, and Sony focuses a lot on games, not enough on features and stuff like that. Me personally, I think it's a bigger deal to focus more on games and features, because at the end of the day, these are games. I understand that game systems are evolving and things like that, and Microsoft is basically at the forefront when it comes to consoles and adding more non-gamer related things. But at the end of the day, you can't forget what you are, which is a game system. And this shows really that Microsoft doesn't really have that much of a first party outside of a few key franchises. And for those people that are wondering where's Gears is made by Epic, which is a third party. To my knowledge, though, Microsoft owns the Gears of War franchise, but Epic, they don't own Epic. They're not a first party or a second party. They're a third party studio like Capcom or somebody like that. So that's why that's not in like the first party list and things like that. Like I said, this is my third time trying to do this video, so there might be some things that I wasn't didn't put as much emphasis behind, or whatever. But I just kind of wanted to do comparison of that and see how many minutes. I was like 16 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. I always go way over. I try to make like a 5-minute video, and ends up being like 55 minutes. Like my Nintendo Sony video was half an hour, stuff like that. But I'm gonna cut this off here. Not trying to start anything, and not trying to say the Xbox doesn't have any games, but this quick video kind of shows that they do definitely focus more on the features of the system and not games. And same, vice versa for PlayStation 3 and stuff like that. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace out. Sorry for the long video again. I'm trying to get better at making shorter videos or whatever, but later.